Anzac Day is a special day in Australia and New Zealand. It's a day of remembrance of the sacrifices of those who have served in the armed forces. It started on the 25th of April 1915 when the Australia and New Zealand Army Corps landed on the beaches of Gallipoli in Turkey. It was a very difficult campaign, and it highlighted the tenacity and the bravery and comradeship of the Anzacs, and there were a large amount of casualties and deaths. So this started this day of remembrance. Now it's represents all conflicts overseas, and generally people gather in communities around the country and have a service. So I'm fortunate that there are some Australians here, so I can actually have a small Anzac Day service. So I led the service, and yeah, very touching and nice to be with other people on this time, especially as I'm a veteran. It holds special significance for me, and it's a day I specifically acknowledge the sacrifice of the 5 soldiers who died in Afghanistan in my contingent, and also those who were wounded and still today are coping with the effects of those wounds, whether they're physical or mental wounds. And it's also acknowledging those that are still out there sacrificing, trying to make the world a better place. Just leaving the Sweetwater Bar and Grill, where I had a beautiful steak, and now back on trail up the road. Good evening. It is day 34 and it is 6:30 in the evening. Yesterday was a 15 mile, so it was a I think 27 odd kilometre day. Did it pretty quick. I was finished by 1. Yeah, I got to Agua Dulce, stopped at the Mexican restaurant for a quesadilla, then the supermarket for resupply, and then I managed to get a ride to the Sulfleys, to Hiker Heaven, and they have everything a hiker could possibly want. Fantastic place, very relaxing, really neat atmosphere. And then today, once again, very relaxed morning, just chilled out. At lunchtime, went and had a pizza, then back to Hiker Heaven and chilled out. Then 5 o'clock, got the shuttle back into town. It's only a mile away. Went to a restaurant, had a lovely steak, good company. I had Finder, Cruise Control and Logan, and now I'm back on trail. Not going to do much, and I'm taking it very, very easy. Maybe do an hour, yeah, and then back into it properly tomorrow. But I feel good, well rested, well fed, so yeah, really neat break. My pack's actually pretty heavy. I've got 5 days food, so that'll see me all the way through to Tahachapi. And I'm also carrying a fair bit of water because we've got a bit of a stretch without water, so a bit of a heavy pack to start with, but no rush. I'm actually intentionally having a bit of a heavy pack because I want to make sure that I'm used to the heavy pack for the Sierras. So I haven't mailed my crampons or ice axe to Kennedy Meadows, and I'm carrying more food than I need. So when I get to Kennedy Meadows, I have to add a beer can and a longer resupply. So I'll be carrying 8 or 9 days food. So mostly just getting used to the weight of the pack. There's still no rush. Sierras aren't going anywhere. The snow still needs time to compact down a bit, so just take my time. I think RVs must be compulsory in this neighbourhood, because every single place has got a massive RV or massive caravan of some sort. Seems like a nice area. This is the first bit of extended road walking we've had, but there's a pretty nice verge on the side of the road. Even though now 1900, it's 30 degrees still Celsius. So it's still pretty warm. I'm glad I've left it till a lot later to start hiking today. Not sure what this is. It's pretty fast for a caterpillar. I can't see how many legs it is, so I don't know if it's a centipede or a millipede. There you go, it's the first insect for hiking later than normal. Now we head on to the Sierra Highway, thankfully for a very short time, and then off the roads and up into the hills. Now I've turned off to an even quieter road, just as the sun is now going down. There it goes, disappearing. And it's gone, no more sun. So we're following the road a bit, and then along the side of the hill, up above this industrial area. Not quite the panorama I'm used to, but it's different. Hey, getting off the road, and now back on single track, back onto proper trail. Woohoo! Quite neat and hiking at this time of night. Still hot. A couple of things I forgot to mention. See the vents on the side of my hat? So there's a sewing machine at Agadulce, so I put some vents in on both sides. I also changed where the chin strap was. It was too far forward and it kept slipping off my ears, so I moved those a little bit further back, and they had a scale there, so I weighed myself. I was expecting to have lost around 3 kgs, maybe 4 kgs. I've actually lost, since leaving New Zealand, 6.5 kgs. So that's, I think it was 14 point something pounds that I've lost, which is weird because I don't think I've lost that much. But I also did the measurements, and yeah, I have lost a bit, 10 centimeters off my stomach. So I will have to really concentrate on keeping my calories up, but my energy has been really good, so it's not too bad. But yeah, something I'll have to watch, because I don't really want to drop too much more. I think on the New Zealand trail, Te Araroa, I think I lost 9 kgs, but it wasn't really until well into the second month, nearly the third month, that I started dropping. I think at it's about 1700 kilometre mark, I'd only lost 3. So yeah, just something to be aware of. It was funny, a couple of the girls gained big amounts. Oh, tasty insect. Yeah, it's usual for females to gain a little bit before they start dropping, because they're gaining some muscle and losing some fat. But one girl, smaller than me, she has gained 3 kgs, and a taller girl, she's gained 6 kgs. So that's a lot of weight to gain. Yeah, weird, and I'm losing weight. A lot of the guys are losing a lot more weight than I am, and having a good discussion at dinner with cruise control and Logan, and they are just in constant hunger mode. They are eating so much food. They can't believe how little food I'm eating in comparison. But yeah, and one of them is starting to look quite gaunt already. So he's going to have a real battle trying to keep the calories up. Yeah, so that was just a couple more things from my nice little Nero. It's a bit more wilderness. As long as I don't pan too, I know, around the corner's all hidden now, so yeah, it's a bit nicer. I just got passed by another hiker while I was stopped doing something. I don't recognise him, so I don't know if he even stopped off at Hiker Haven. He might have gone all the way through. He looks pretty fast. And again.